Once again, we're chatting with David Berg here, author of Behind the Curtain, an insider's view of Jay Leno Tonight Show. We've spoken a lot about the transition from Jay Leno to Conan'O'Brien hosting Tonight Show. When they brought Jay back as host of the Tonight Show, kept him for a few years, and then ultimately replaced him with Jimmy Fallon. I'll be honest with you, when they announced that Jimmy Fallon was going to be taking over for Jay Leno, I remember thinking to myself, this is too soon. The debacle that had happened a few years earlier, a public relations nightmare for NBC, I'm sure, I thought was too fresh in everyone's mind for another Jay Leno transition to Jimmy Fallon to work. In retrospect, I was completely wrong. I think Jimmy Fallon is actually doing an excellent job hosting Tonight Show and really keeping it current with the way television is presented 2014.
Well, I have to tell you, Peter, that when it was announced that Jimmy Fallon was going to take over for Jay Leno, I wasn't really fond of Jimmy. I really wasn't. I didn't want to like him. And then when I started watching him, I thought, hey, this guy's really talented, but I still don't like him. And as time went on, I'm going, no, this guy has a positive attitude. He's uplifting. He's just what America needs right now. He has now taken the concept of late-night television and brought it to the next level. He's made it a performance. It's almost like watching kind of a mini version of Saturday Night Live every night. And so now I'm a big fan of Jimmy Fallon.
Now, when Jay's Tonight Show was conclusively winding down for the second time for good, there were jokes thrown in there. Well, you know, maybe I'll be back, and everyone would laugh knowing that he had left and come back once before. How much of that was joke, and how much of that had an inkling of truth to it to you folks who worked at the Tonight Show?
I think there was, and let me just say that I wasn't there until the very end. I had left a couple of years early because I wanted to do a book about this incredible, iconic institution. But anyway, I kept in close touch and often went down to the studio and went to the show. So I do think that Jay was, I think he was disappointed, and I think there was some truth in the jokes, because it's almost like you have a championship fighter. He's in the ring, and in the fourth round, he's pummeling the opponents. In his last year on the air, Jay Leno, his ratings skyrocketed like 25 to 30%. And again, it's like a championship boxer. You're done with the fight. You've lost, right? I think it was a huge disappointment. So I do think there was a grain of truth in some of the jokes.